Okay, one last thing I need to explain is and or compound inequalities. Sometimes the compound is not actually found in the inequality itself, but just in the wording of the problem and how it's presented to you. So for example, this problem, it says we either want to have 2x plus 11 is less than or equal to 19, or, big important word there, negative 2x, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I went ahead and solved these out because that's not the point of the video. And we end up with x is less than or equal to 4, or negative 1 is less than or equal to x. Okay, so whenever there are two separate inequalities, we're not going to combine them into one. We're going to keep them separate, but graph them individually. Okay, so the first one, it says x is less than or equal to 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4 on here, and I'm going to color it in, and I want it to be less than, so it's going to be this way, right? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. It says x is greater than, remember you can always rewrite these, x is greater than or equal to negative 1. Okay, so I'm going to go put negative 1 here. Let's do a different color. Also a solid circle, and I want it to be greater than. Okay, now in some cases you care about the overlap in this region, but because of this word or, it means it can be in any of these locations. Now the cool thing about this particular inequality I chose is that means that pretty much every single number in the world works, right? Every single number is either going to be less than 4 or greater than negative 1, and you can see that by what I've graphed on my number line. Every single tick mark is either covered by my red marks or by my green marks. Okay, so again, or implies that you have the option. So you want to graph both and show everything that's possible. Okay, now let's talk about an and situation. And implies that you don't have an option. It has to be true for both situations. Okay, so let's graph these. First, let's do x is less than 4. So here's my 4, open circle, has to be less than. Okay, now let's do the other one. X is greater than negative 3. So here's negative 3, open circle, greater than. Okay, if this were an or, it'd be similar to the last one. We'd have every single number in the world would fit either one of these, but it's an and. That means both of these things have to be true. That means only the overlap is going to actually apply here. So I would actually end up erasing the rest of this and only talking about the inside portion. So the only numbers that would work for both of these constraints would be things in between negative 3 and 4. Okay, so there's a big difference between and or. Now a lot of times they don't even ask you to graph it, and your answer would just be this portion right here. Okay, you'll find that when you do your scavenger hunt in a little bit, this is really all they're looking for as far as an answer is concerned. Okay.